you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me?
Yeah. You think about money when you think about me, huh?
This is a new segment to my channel called Tips, Tricks, and Treats, and basically they're going to be short little videos, or hopefully they're short, including like 5 to like 8 tips that I feel like would be beneficial to those of you who are natural, newly natural, thinking about going natural or transitioning. And I just want to put out there as a disclaimer, I'm not in any way, shape, form, or fashion a professional, a know-it-all. I'm just basically giving information that I feel may be beneficial to you all based on, you know, my personal experience and research. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully this video is, you know, decent length. First, do what works for you. I can't stress that enough. I feel like when I first went natural, like I was so overwhelmed, this is going into my second tip. I was so overwhelmed with, you know, all the research that I was, you know, looking up, you know, finding, because they were like in certain products, you know, that we never used to pay attention to, like silicones, parabens, mineral oil, petroleum, sulfates. You know, they were saying like all these ingredients were, you know, really bad for you, and you should, you know, try to avoid them at all costs. And then like it just seemed like every day that I was researching, I always found something new, saying something I shouldn't do. And ultimately, mineral oil, petroleum, parabens, they don't really bother me, honestly. And that's why I say do what works for you, because at the end of the day, what works for another natural may not work for the other natural on the other end, or what works for one person may not work for another person. If it's beneficial for your hair, or you don't feel like it's necessarily doing any damage to your hair, and you feel like, you know, I can use petroleum and I can use mineral oil and I can use sulfates, that's fine. It's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to avoid all these things just because people are saying you should. Like, just if it works for you, then it works for you, and if it doesn't, then it just doesn't. So that was kind of like tip number 2, bad ingredients. It was correlated with tip number 1. So like, I know you're gonna feel overwhelmed with, you know, just stepping in this, you know, built community of natural hair. Like, I know it's overwhelming with all the pieces of information, just everything as a whole, because we're now learning to actually embrace what we've hidden for so many years, or whatever your situation is. I just feel like love your hair and embrace your texture at every stage, because I know a lot of naturals, they go natural, or people in general go natural, and then they're all about, you know, curl, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like, to me, my advice to you all, or anybody, is if you're watching videos, don't get attached to somebody else's texture or somebody else's hair, because chances are you're stuck on somebody else's hair, and you're like, oh, my hair is gonna be like this, my texture is gonna be like this when I cut my hair, and this is that and the third. And then when you're transitioning, your relaxed hair also weighs down your natural hair, so it's gonna kind of elongate. It has weight on the end of it, so it's making your curl look a little different. And not saying that your hair texture is not going to be the same once you cut your hair, but it's not going to be exactly the same, just because, like I said, you have your relaxed ends weighing down your actual natural hair. So like I said, just love your hair every stage, whether it's short like this or even shorter than this, and when it's actually growing out, because there are going to be times where it's really difficult, really frustrating. You're just like, straight hair is so much easier, whatever the case is. Just love your hair at every stage and embrace your texture. You should feel unique about your texture, because just like no two people's DNA are the same, I feel like no two people's hair types are the same either. So that's how I look at it. Hair typing is another thing, which I feel like is kind of overwhelming when you're going natural, because you're always like, well, what's my hair type, and what products are best for my hair type, and you know, what styles are best for my hair type, and blah. Sometimes I feel like, because I was about to say, like, sometimes I don't feel like hair typing is beneficial. At least it's not beneficial to me. Just that's just how I feel. Like, if you feel like it's beneficial to put your hair in a certain category, whether it's 2A, 3A, 4A, B, C, whatever, if you feel like that's beneficial to your hair and it helps you, then like I said, do you. But me personally, I don't feel like hair typing has ever been beneficial for me or my hair. Like, I don't feel like it helps choose what products I need to use or what styles I need to do for my hair or the porosity of my hair. I just feel like it's pointless for me. But it might be, you know, helpful to you, because you might feel like, you know, being new to natural, that it's kind of like a base step or first step to learning about your hair. So, you know, like I said, referring to tip number 1, you just have to do what best works for you. You do not have to go broke to be natural. You do not have to go broke to stay natural. You do not have to go broke to maintain natural hair. Like, you just don't. I feel like a lot of times, like with going natural, like I said, sometimes it's an overwhelming process, because you're so like swarmed in, you're so excited about it, you're so adamant to try new things and new products and new styles and just everything, because it's new. Or maybe you revisit it going natural or being natural, whatever the case is. To me, it's a fun experience. Some people might, you know, look at it as it's just hair, but everybody looks at it differently, and I find it exciting, so you might find it exciting too. But I just feel like you don't have to go broke to maintain your natural hair. Like, I feel like a lot of people look at brand names and, you know, oh, it costs, you know, $40, so it's gonna do exactly what it says it's gonna do for my hair, no matter the price. Like, I have products, I feel like, you know, some of the cheaper products were better than the more expensive products. And me, I can say I'm kind of cheap, but at the same time, like, if it works for my hair and it costs a little bit more, then I'll spend the money just to get the result or the proper care that my hair needs. But me, I personally use cheaper conditioners and shampoos. And this is actually a shampoo that has a sulfate. It's VO5, which you can find these in your Walmart, Dollar Tree, grocery store, wherever, for like anywhere from 80 cents to like $1. And it's just VO5. And this is a shampoo. I use their conditioners too. So for my co-washing conditioners, I'm using Suave, which I know a lot of you are looking like, Suave? Really? You use that to condition your hair? Yes, I do, and it works. So but like I'm saying, like, it might work for me, but it might not work for you. Your hair might need richer conditioners. My hair, it does not discriminate against, you know, conditioners. It didn't discriminate against conditioners. I'll get to that in another video. And also, I'm using brands like Cantu Shea Butter. I have Eton Body Work. And I have another Eton Body Work product. And I also have Kinky Curly. It's okay to want to, you know, try different things, you know, one or two things at a time, new, and add them into your regimen, or to try them. But try not to indulge in too many products too fast, because what you're going to end up doing is becoming a product junkie. Basically, a product junkie is somebody who collects a lot of products and you find yourself going into the store and always trying to pick up something, and then come home and you got a big stash of hair product. Yeah, you're a product junkie. Now, what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna sort the things that you actually do like and the things you don't like, and you're gonna end up throwing the things you don't like away because you don't find yourself using them, or your hair just doesn't like them. So you're not gonna, you know, put your hair's health in jeopardy. So that's just money wasted. But I guess that's kind of like a thing you have to do to find out what your hair likes and what it doesn't. So in a way, it just kind of balances out. Just beware of how much you're buying and how much you're actually using of what you're buying. Negativity. Try to not pay any attention. I know it's kind of hard, but there are going to be people who are not fond of natural hair, who don't like it, who don't like the way you wear it, who don't like how short you cut it, who doesn't like the style. Try not to have those people down you and stop you from embracing your God-given hair. You know what I mean? And there are gonna be people who talk regardless of good or bad. So I just feel like you should show them, like literally show them what's good, because you know, do you and rock your hair, and your hair is gonna grow, and then they're gonna be looking at you crazy in a couple years when your hair is down your back, like, you know, it wasn't looking too good at first, but now it is. Like, I just feel like, I mean, it's kind of hard to steer away from negativity, but don't let anybody discourage you from going after what you want to achieve and things of that nature. That is it for this video. Sorry if I didn't really go into much detail with the certain parts that I talked about or certain tips that I talked about. If you want me to go more in depth on a certain topic or a certain situation, or you have a question, anything, leave it below. Yes, that was like kind of like my first video on this segment, so like let me know how I did. Let me know what information you may want, what videos that you want. And this video is being made on New Year's Eve, so hopefully I can put it up right now. So I hope you all had a good 2013. This is my last video of the year, and I can't wait for you all to continue to follow my journey in 2014. So I will see you all in my next video.